All right. So I picked up this free concrete mixer. No history, of course, and it appears to be really old, probably 80s or 90s, I'm guessing. It does turn freely. The motor spins and everything. And if you've seen my shorts, you've seen it did pop with a little bit of spray, and it ran for a little bit off the spray. So I'm thinking we're probably gonna have a fuel problem. So I did put fuel in it, and it didn't stay running. And I tried it a few more times, didn't stay running. So probably has a fuel issue. So we're gonna have to take this carb off here and probably the fuel tank well and how the see what the fuel pickup looks like and how it's getting to the car. Probably just needs to be cleaned, but it does spin freely and it was popping, so it's looking good. It's windy out here today, so I'm probably just gonna remove it and take it inside. Chad, please, Chad. And then work on it there. So, yep, we'll see. No, no, no. No, no, no. Watch out. So just looking at this after taking the air filter off, it looks like this throttle here might not be working correctly. It's just really loose and flopping around, which is not a good thing. So I'm going to take this off first, this cover, to see where it connects and make sure that's all working properly before I take the entire carb off. So let's do that. All right. So this lever goes to this thing, which hinges back and forth. I haven't seen this particular setup before because this plate doesn't look like it actually does anything. So I'm thinking that the fins, while the engine's spinning, these fins are turning and they're pushing air against this plate one way or another, which is causing it to move this way, which pushes the linkage this way, which eventually moves the throttle. So that's interesting. I say the only real issue we have here is a worn out spring, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue, honestly. It should work as intended as long as this plate moves, and it does move, so we should be good there. Will need to be lubed up though, so yeah, I guess we'll continue taking off the carb and cleaning it. This should be good. All right, the screw on this side of the carb is a little funky, a little scripted out, so I'm gonna try some other bits and see if we can get that out real quick. All right, we got her to move. She's turning. We're good. This one turns, no problem. There's also a screw missing from this hole here. That could cause a problem. Darn. I'm gonna have to find a screw that fits. Now to make sure that that's the only thing holding this on. We don't want to break anything. We got both of those screws out. A little bracket that came with it. Should come off. She might need a few taps. Not coming off. To be fair, this thing probably has never come off, so see, it wants to. Something's holding it. Seems like something on this end. Yeah, she wiggles. Might just be real stuck. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take the entire carb off with this, I think, because we can look at it better. Right now, I don't see anything. See a reason it should be holding. Oh, I do. Should have known. That was a goof up. Look what we got. Fuel tank has a bracket attached to it right here. That goes down to this, so of course we can't separate the entire thing if there's a bracket underneath. Why would it just be hanging? That makes no sense. So let's clean some gunk from around these bolts that hold this thing up. I can't believe I thought that entire fuel tank would just be holding by those screws. To be fair, it's early in the morning and I just woke up, so I'll blame that. Okay, now that that's off, this should come off easy now. Let's see. The way they did this is weird. There's still no room to pull it down because the bracket can't go anywhere. So we're just gonna have to, we're gonna have to remove the carb. You know, that's how it is sometimes with this old stuff that you never worked on. It's got a trial and error until you get everything all full right. So we're gonna need some wrenches for that. Unless we can get it with the screwdriver. Oh, she's turning with the screwdriver. I didn't have to get up and get wrenches. All right, cool. So this one on the other hand, I don't think we can get to that. Trying to avoid getting up and getting my wrenches because I got to go walk somewhere to get them. So let's see if I can get these with the pliers. Yep. Look at that. Laziness paid off. Come on. Woo. All right. We got her off. Zoom out a bit. Let's see. We need to take this linkage off before we can get it completely off. Let's see if we can get that out without spilling anything. Oh, there we go. Only spilled a little bit of fuel and pulled the spring a little bit, so not bad. Cool, she's off. I'm gonna have to use some gasket seal on that because we don't have another gasket. So let's go ahead and pull this if we can. Okay, not too bad. This does have some corrosion underneath that we're gonna have to clean. And that little screen there, I don't know if you can see, it has some debris on it, but overall not too bad. And the fuel tank has a lot in there though. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It does have a lot of debris in there, so let's just get to cleaning everything. Blowing everything out. And we'll replace what we can replace, which is not a lot, to be honest. For this, it's not brittle, so that's good. Yeah, this isn't brittle either, so I think we're good. We're just gonna need some. We'll blow all this out, clean it with some brake parts cleaner, get some gasket sealer, and we'll be good to go. 1 second. Boom. Alright, that's gonna be good enough. The RTV sealant will handle the rest. So we don't have to get it completely clean. Now let's look at this. That's gonna be good enough. Let me clean some of this off while we got it open. As long as it's better than how we got it. All right. Now, let's switch out this fuel tank. That fuel is super brown. This is one of the risks you take with my method. When you just say, hey, I'm just gonna start it up, put some fuel in it and start it up. Oh wow, look at that. That's showing up? That's like soil. I don't even know how that would get in there. This is gonna take some cleaning. Let me see what the brake parts cleaner can do. We'll probably have to get some actual gas in here. Switch it around. Ugh. That's probably what our problem was. Is it just wouldn't pick up anything. So much gunk in here. Yeah, I'm gonna get some fuel, some gas, and we'll put it in there and switch it around. All right, this is what we're gonna do. Got a handful of gravel from my driveway. I'm gonna put some in. And I'm gonna put some of this paper towel in. Hold on, I'm going somewhere with this. And I'm gonna put some fuel in. Okay. Put the top on. Then just gonna shake it around. Now what this should do, this should clean all the gunk off of it. The rocks should bounce around and scrape and everything, and hopefully we'll end up with a clean gas tank. And the paper towel just wipes and also does the same thing, just not as abrasive. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah. Looks a little better in there. You still see like surface rust down in there and a little dirt. But get that paper towel out. But if a rock couldn't dislodge it, then a pickup tube in the gas tank is not going to dislodge it either. So I'm pretty cool with what we got. Let's give her a rinse. That was still kind of brown. Let's give her another rinse. That was just straight gas, so I think we're good now. All right, let's go ahead and put this tank back. All right, so I can't find a screw to fit here where we were missing one. There's a pattern, it's like a triangle on top here, 3 screw holes, and we only had 2 in, so I'm still gonna button it back up, but we're gonna make the sealant here do a lot of heavy lifting. If we allow it enough time to dry correctly, then we shouldn't have anything to worry about. But there's always a chance of it having like a leak somewhere because we don't have the proper screws. So we will see what happens. Let's go ahead and get this up there. Bolt it to the gas tank first. Second screw. Get those nice and tight. I think they'll be good with just the sealant here. So if you can't see it on camera, we got a lot of gnats flying around. Within the last 2 years, the amount of gnats picked up in the summer like times 1,000,000. So without the wind blowing, it's almost unbearable to work out here sometimes. But I've actually had worse, so I'm kind of used to just working through it because I had to at one point. I've been in some crazy places in the world, and it was a little worse than this, so I'm used to mentally dealing with it, but it still gets annoying at times. So you see me stop a lot to swat some stuff sometimes. All right, that's one in. I'll probably have to get a wrench for this bottom one. Yeah, let me go get a wrench. Oh, you know what? I forgot this little lever, but hopefully we can still put it in. Darn! I'll have to bend it a little bit to get it in there. Okay, I'm gonna have to bend it a lot to get it in there. Now let's bend it back. All right. The spring back on. That's on. Let's put some fuel in there, and we're about ready to fire it up. Just gotta put that cover back on. Just putting a good amount in there because I just want to make sure it reaches the pickup tube. So just make sure I pour it enough. Can't really see. Okay, yeah, pickup tube is in there. It is sitting in the gas. Let's get this cover back on. That's always good. All right. We are technically good to go. I want to try this without ether because if it works without ether, we know it works all the way, you know. Oh, nothing. Oh, man. Oh, snap. Spark plug's loose. Oh, man. We got to tighten that. I should have checked that. That might explain a lot. I didn't tighten it all the way, but let's just try it now. Oh, I hear something. It's working. Hey, she works. She works. I gotta put the air cover back on. Check the oil. Probably give it a new plug and everything, but she is working. We're good. All it needed was that small carb clear out. I'm going to let it sit for a day to let the sealant actually cure. I just wanted to check and see if it worked real quick. But that sealant needs to cure for like 24 to 48 hours. So I'll give it that. And then I'll change the oil, give it a new plug. get a new filter. This filter doesn't have anything inside of it. It's empty, but at least it does cover it from the wind and rain. So yeah, success. It actually works. We're good. So thanks for watching.